So talking about the HIEPs here, so it is the stand for High Impact Educational Practice, which is the technique and design for teaching and learning, right? That to encourage for what we call it student engagement and student learning quality lah, regardless their background of study. Betul, macam here for your information Dr. Wan, macam kat sini kami niche of study is more to the mengajar Islam lah, but I myself background of IT, but we do also have the inilah fakulti what you call it, not related to Islamic punya study lah, kata business and management science as well. And beside that we have the pusat bahasa and KURSUS here. Okay, beside that, so far we have 4 faculties here. 3 tu memang niche to Islamic studies, which is fakulti pengajian Islam. And we have fakulti Quran and Sunnah, fakulti Muamalat dan Kewangan Islam, and I myself belong to fakulti Perniagaan dan Sains Pengurusan, and I'm teaching the IT subjects here. So that's a bit about the KURSUS. So here today we have our fellow members of academicians lah, KURSUS, doctors, tuan-tuan and puan-puan. So we have the what we call it this what we call the different backgrounds lah of study. Memang hopefully kita harap macam Dr. Wan boleh ni lah share lah berkenaan HIEPs ni, the implementation of HIEPs ni, dia punya komponen-komponen dalam tu. Mungkin boleh bagi orang kata sedikit pencerahan lah berkenaan HIEPs tu sendiri pada ni. So without wasting much time, further we invite Dr. Wan lah to take over dia ni. Okay, terima kasih.
Okay, terima kasih Encik Muhammad Zaki daripada CUTLTC, daripada KURSUS. Terima kasih. Saya sebelum tu saya nak mohon maaf, sekini saya sering batuk, saya masih belum betul-betul sihat daripada infection. So, so dia biasalah lepas COVID ni kan, always ada benda yang belum lagi sembuh betul-betul. Jadi thank you so much for KURSUS for inviting me for this session. Although it is a very I think very short session, I do hope I can share many things about HIEPs, because basically HIEPs is a big I think policy, and it has been asked by the KPT to implement in all UAs and also other institutions. So it is a big agenda for the past 3 to 4 years, and saya pun gembiralah bila KURSUS pun ingin melaksanakannya. Dia paling penting adalah dia bukan perkara yang orang kata sebagai rocket science lah. It's very easy as long as you have an academic program and you have courses. Sebelum tu saya nak ucapkan kepada semua pensyarah lah, ladies and gentlemen, mungkin ada dekan, ada timbalan-timbalan dekan. Thank you so much for joining me today. Dan saya pun gembira kerana dapat sama-sama share knowledge. I'm not the I think orang kata the utmost experts jugalah. Biasanya kalau HIEPs ni yang kita kata godmother-nya, biasanya kita selalu panggil Prof. Dr. Mutaharah, Prof M daripada UPM. Dia adalah orang yang membangunkan garis panduan HIEPs dekat Malaysia dan dengan tim dia. Jadi we normally kalau HIEPs ni biasanya if you look in YouTube atau you Google, you will find Prof M ni di mana-mana. So normally tapi normally dekat setiap universiti kita mesti ada subject matter expert lah ataupun person in charge of HIEPs. Sedikit latar belakang saya lah, saya tambah sikit lah. Saya berada di Pusat Pengurusan Kecemerlangan dan Inovasi Akademik ataupun COME ni, dah ni tahun ketiga saya. Dan memang di bawah jabatan saya, kita merangka dan kita membantu fakulti untuk implement apa sahaja dasar yang diberi oleh KPT lah, including terutamanya dasar yang berkaitan dengan Future Ready Curriculum, FRC. HIEPs, sulam dan sebagainya dimasuk di bawah itulah, dan sekarang kami tengah menanjak sedikit ke hadapan untuk implement Apel C. Okay, so dan juga beberapa perkara lain. Normally we will dealt with academic and also we will dealt with a lot of curriculum from other faculties. Okay, jadi saya rasa saya nak share saya punya slide di sini. Saya cuba squeeze everything in within one half or 2 hours ni, ya, kerana HIEPs ni agendanya orang kata quite bombastic things lah. Okay, but it's not a rocket science kalau saya boleh beritahu tuan-tuan dan puan-puan lah. Okay, so semua boleh nampak ke slide saya? Everyone could see my slide?
Yes, boleh nampak. Very
Great.
clear.
So I have like something about, I think 50 something slides, but don't worry, there will be a lot of pictures as well and graphics. So hari ini saya akan, I will share you about, I think a snippets or introduction about higher impact educational practices. In some places it called only HIP, okay, but we change it into HIEPs. Okay. Sebelum kita pergi further, yeah, this is the pioneer of HIEPs, Prof. Kuh. Yeah. Saya akan beri sedikit theoretical part before we go to the 13 elements of HIEPs. Okay, so jadi HIEPs to HIEPs, okay, embedding high impact practices, HIEPs in the program of study produces unusually positive effects. When students participate in high impact practices, the psychological size of the institution shrinks. They get to know other students and the faculty member as well. They also involve in deep integrative learning that significantly enhance their learning experience. So basically, apa yang nak disampaikan oleh Profesor Kuh ini adalah perkara yang melibatkan betapa pentingnya high impact practices ini di institusi. Pertama, kalau kita nampak di sini ada dua perkataan yang mengatakan psychological size, meaning that HIEPs ini menggalakkan pelajar untuk keluar dari konteks teoretikal dia. That is very important for student, not just to kita panggil a layman tahu hafal je, okay, but we want them to apply that in a real world situation. That is the intention of HIEPs. Okay, dan juga membuatkan satu pembelajaran kita dekat institusi, ya, secara generalnya lebih interaktif dan ada integrasi. So we don't want to produce a student-centered semata-mata. We want to produce students that are holistic. So there will be, you will find a lot of keywords about HIEPs sebenarnya. Tapi normally we will talk about, but apa yang saya nak highlight di sini, perkataan yang paling sesuai untuk HIEPs ini adalah pembelajaran secara mendalam ataupun immersive learning. So we go deeper, okay? Not just from the book, but outside the books. Okay? We always ask our student, right, to think out of the box. But are we really direct them to think out of the box, or we just going to the class and say this and that's class finish? Okay, jadi perlunya kita sebagai pensyarah betul-betul faham HIEPs ini adalah membawa ataupun memberi satu ajakan kepada pelajar kita untuk keluar daripada konteks bilik darjah, okay, dan melihat kepada situasi sebenar untuk apply apa yang dia sepatutnya faham untuk kursus tersebut. Okay. Okay, seterusnya, ya, but secara definisinya, okay, HIEPs are techniques and designed for teaching and learning that have proven to be beneficial for student engagement and successful learning for students from various backgrounds. Di sini saya highlight ada beberapa keyword lah, ya, keywords teaching and learning for sure. Kita pensyarah evolve with that. Tapi are we understand what is teaching and learning in general? Kan? Kalau kita lihat kepada teaching and learning ataupun pembelajaran dan pengajaran, dia melihat berbalik kepada apa yang kita janji kepada pelajar kita. Apa yang terdapat dalam course kita panggil sebagai table 4 ataupun course learning, bukan course learning outcome, saya panggil DCI, kita panggil DCI, detailed course information ataupun lesson plan, itu adalah kita punya janji kepada pelajar. Dan HIEPs ini perlu betul-betul memayungi lesson plan tersebut. Dia tidak boleh buat di luar kurikulum sebenarnya. Dia perlu ada evidence di dalam kita punya, saya tak pasti quiz panggil apalah, tapi saya kat sini kita panggil DCI. Okay, ada learning outcome, ada teaching and learning delivery, ada assessment, ada topik, ada SLT dan semuanya.
Table 4 tuan panggil sini kan?
Betul, table 4. Table 4, table 4. So to be beneficial for student engagement, all lecturers should understand that we are engaging student and attaching student for something else. Okay, not just student with lecturers, tapi kena ada added value. HIEPs ini sebenarnya memberi ruang kepada satu nilai tambah kepada kursus kita. Dan sebenarnya saya rasa mungkin kat KURSUS pun kita sebenarnya dah lama dah buat benda-benda ni. Cuma kita tak declare is at HIEPs kan. Nanti saya share mekanisme di Uniza lah, ya, bagaimana kita nak tahu itu HIEPs ke tidak. Okay, dan juga successful learning from students from various background. Dan the good things about HIEPs ini adalah kita memberi peluang dan ruang untuk pelbagai latar belakang pelajar to involve, supaya kita tidak ada satu bentuk bias kepada pelajar kita. Kita faham kan pelajar kita datang from different backgrounds, different demographic. Ada pelajar yang datang daripada negeri yang berbeza-beza, ada pelajar yang datang daripada upbringing yang berbeza-beza, ada pelajar yang datang daripada kita panggil sebagai status ekonomi yang berbeza-beza, ya. Jadi how to cater them to make the teaching and learning holistic is using HIEPs. Ya, sebab itulah daripada HIEPs ni asalnya hanya ada, tak salah saya 7 ke 8 sahaja. Now it turns out to be 13. It's quite a lot. Tapi bagi saya untuk KURSUS baru nak apply, study dulu mana yang sesuai, then you apply. Don't go overhaul dengan HIEPs sebab you need to have time and stages to make sure you properly apply HIEPs ni, supaya kita jangan orang kata terlalu mengejar dasar tanpa ada resource yang betul. That's the thing lah. I think HIEPs ni will be forever and ever dalam ekosistem pendidikan kita. Cuma mungkin KURSUS boleh mencari kat mana kekuatan yang dia ada setakat ini. Okay? Contohnya dekat Uniza, kita tidak apply semua. Ya? Kita melihat kepada, kita beri kebebasan kepada fakulti dan juga subject matter expert ataupun pensyarah. Kalau you rasa itu sesuai, you apply. Okay? As long as benda itu dibuat dan you ada sumber tersebut. Jika tidak ada, change it to another element. Okay? Dan saya tak nak ulang apa yang KUH 28 cakap. Yang bawah tu yang penting, yang saya highlight tentang deep learning. High impact practices or HIEPs are active learning practices that promote deep learning by promoting student engagement as measured by the National Survey on Student Engagement. Jadi di sini, macam saya cakap tadi, HIEPs ini menggalakkan pembelajaran mendalam ataupun immersive learning. Jadi kalau di sini kita lihat betapa pentingnya HIEPs ini adalah dia sebenarnya encompasses apa yang dah kita buat selama ni. Okay? Contohnya kalau saya beritahu, mungkin ada saya letak gambar ni as one of seperti macam CSR lah, corporate social responsibility ataupun community based learning. Yang mungkin selama ni mungkin ada kursus-kursus ataupun pensyarah di KURSUS dah buat dah sebenarnya benda ni, cuma dok declare je itu HIEPs atau tidak. Cuma sebelum kita declare, kita kena faham how we implement the 13 elements. Okay, saya put all this collage dalam satu slide ini mengatakan bahawa HIEPs ini sebenarnya sangat luas dan sangat besar. Okay? Seperti contoh gambar pertama ni is orang kata student exhibition. At the end of the project kita buat student exhibition dengan student, dengan orang luar ataupun dengan industri. Okay? Yang ni mungkin boleh diletak sebagai final FYP ataupun final year project, ataupun capstone project. Okay? Graphic design student portfolio exhibition, kita bawa pelajar kita pergi industri untuk lihat sendiri ataupun bawa pelajar ini keluar pergi conference dan sebagainya. Way of giving the student added value to their teaching and learning. Group discussion also can be considered as HIEPs, internship juga, dan juga ini biasanya kita lihat sebagai satu bentuk service learning ataupun community based learning, which kepada semua pensyarah kita kena faham bahawa there will be differences. Apa beza je apa dia beza industry training, apa beza dia internship, apa bezanya what's the difference between community based learning dan juga service learning. Dia konteks sama tetapi approach-nya ataupun cara melaksanakannya adalah berbeza. Okay, so ini adalah bagi saya sedikit gambaran awal. HIEPs ini sebenarnya diletakkan dalam pelbagai-bagai konteks sebenarnya. Tidak ada restriction. Okay, yang penting proses menjalankan HIEPs itu perlu betul lah. Okay, so HIEPs also encourage lifelong learning. dan keterlihatan HIEPs ini perlu diterjemahkan melalui skills yang ada untuk kita wujudkan satu kita panggil skill lifelong learning. Dan semua perkara yang saya letak dalam ini sebenarnya ada dalam buku HIEPs. Buku HIEPs tu baru je diterbitkan tahun ni, ada 2 volume. Nanti saya boleh share lah kepada Cik lupa pula nama Encik Zaki dan juga Encik Haikal. Saya boleh share nanti buku tu berrujuk. Okay, kemudian so basic questions. Kenapa HIEPs? Kenapa HIEPs? Okay, selain daripada mungkin kita kata kita tak nak ketinggalan. Yes, that's the main point. Orang lain dah buat, kita dah buat. Yes, that's the main point. Itu dari segi governance kan. Tetapi why HIEPs ni we should understand. HIEPs, okay, untuk College Universiti Islam Perlis ni, bagi saya, before you want to apply, tengok dulu macam saya cakap tadi sumber, tengok dulu dari segi pemahaman dan kebolehan bersyarah, tengok juga kursus-kursus mana yang boleh bagi this kind of competitive edge to HIEPs. Okay. Kenapa HIEPs? Pertama adalah to involve students in purposeful learning. Okay. Untuk libatkan pelajar di dalam pembelajaran yang bermakna dan juga yang ada halu. We're not just saying masuk kelas kan, kita tak nak, kita sekarang ni I think 21st century and we are moving into IR 5.0, we don't want a classroom based lah. Okay, walaupun kita berada dalam classroom also can be a place or a platform for immersive learning. Contohnya, saya rasa ada banyak pensyarah dalam kelas duduk tunjuk video. That is a way of immersive learning as well. Saya selalu juga buat macam tu. Or you make a group discussion. You ask a lot of students di luar konteks theoretical. That is also a purposeful learning. Orang kata tangga yang paling basic sekali. Okay? Ada pensyarah membawa orang luar, contohnya call industry, untuk datang memberi talk semasa mungkin. Macam degree kita ada 14 minggu. Okay? Dan kebetulan kursus itu berkaitan, contohnya saya mengajar tourism ataupun saya mengajar organizational behavior. Jadi ada kursus, ada topik tu berkaitan dengan mungkin bercakap tentang peranan peranan komunikasi and conflict. So I call one industry to come to my class to talk to the students and to share with you. That is also part of purposeful and immersive learning. Dan itu juga adalah satu bentuk HIEPs. Cuma kategori mana kita kena pastilah. Ataupun you bawa pelajar pergi bawa lawatan, short visit kepada, contohnya mungkin di Perlis, saya tak pastilah, you bawa pelajar keluar pergi jumpa SMEs ataupun IKS dekat sana kepada kursus yang berkaitan lah. You tengok, you suruh student observe. That is also one way of HIEPs. Ataupun basically dalam kelas you form groups dalam kelas, bagi satu topik, okay, and they kena resolve. Itu pun satu bentuk HIEPs. Okay, kita panggil sebagai collaborative learning. Okay, so it will be very much in any form sebenarnya. Okay, as long as pelajar itu engage di luar konteks psychological dia. Kita tak nak pelajar ni ada bubble dia sendiri. Kita nak pastikan pelajar kita ni berada dalam bubble-bubble yang berbeza. Kita tak nak berada dalam buih sendiri. So it will not good for our future graduates sebenarnya. So kita mengharapkan graduan masa hadapan dan graduan yang bersedia dengan industri ready graduates. Okay? We will always heard, tapi kita tidak menyiapkan pelajar kita untuk bersedia kepada itu. Akhirnya pelajar yang keluar is just a pelajar yang tahu theoretical without knowing other things. Okay, sebab tu penting sebenarnya kita as a academician, educators ni bantu pelajar kita untuk lihat dunia yang sebenar melalui pembelajaran dan pengajaran kita. Okay? Yang kedua adalah engage diversity and collaboration as resources to learning. Okay? Yang ketiga, require meaningful interaction with lecturers and students. It's not just student-centered, it also a lecturer-centered, and it's also an integrative role between kita dan juga pelajar kita. It helps, kita tak nak one-to-one dah. Okay, pelajar dah boleh involve dengan kita, get in with more together peranan kita dengan peranan pelajar. Okay, yang keempat, provide frequent and substantive feedback. bila kita sering melihat pelajar kita keluar, ya, membuat membuat apa ni kita panggil sebagai aktiviti di luar konteks bilik darjah adalah bilik kuliah ataupun di luar konteks bukunya, ya, kita akan lebih lihat bagaimana pelajar kita bertindak. Kita boleh nampak kita boleh ukur not just on the knowledge. Kita nampak practical skills. Kalau kita ukur practical skill P1 sampai P7 kita nampak. Okay? Kalau kita ukur efektif, okay? Kita nampak kalau kita ukur efektif tu kita nampak dia apply tak apa yang kita ajar selama ini. So once you see the active involvement pelajar dengan apa sahaja direction yang kita bagi pada dia, lebih banyak feedback, lebih banyak bagi saya lebih banyak room of improvement kita boleh bagi kepada pelajar. Berbeza kita berada dalam kelas, kita bercakap, student dengar, you faham kan, you faham. Tapi bila dalam exam, kenapa tak menjawab seperti yang dikatakan faham? Saya dulu ada pensyarah selalu cakap masa saya belajar di UiTM. Dia selalu tanya kan, ada soal, any question? No question. Dia kata no question is always a good question. Satu cara membeli kita lah kan. So sebenarnya bila kita dah jadi pendidik ni kan, bagi saya macam, oh yeah, I should engage more with them. We cannot blame them. Maybe they are not understand. Kan? They just nod their head, faham, sebab satu mungkin dia malas nak panjangkan cerita, they just want to go back to their room to sleep, who knows. Tapi kita sebagai pensyarah, we should analyze the situation as something, oh, I can't let the student cakap tak ada soalan. Okay, there might be ways to help them to involve. So using HIEPs ini membawa bagi saya satu gerakan yang boleh membantu kita get in touch with our student. Bila kita get in touch deeply, baru kita boleh bagi frequent feedback and substantive feedback. Bukan sahaja frequent tapi penting sebenarnya feedback tersebut. Okay? The same thing macam student present kan, projek kat depan. Perasan tak bila kita buat projek kat depan, dia present depan kita, kita terus bagi feedback. That kind of activities yang sebenarnya membantu PDP kita untuk lebih harmoni sebenarnya. Okay? And the last one, invest meaningful time and effort. Okay, bermakna kita memastikan bahawa satu semester PDP itu, okay, total sehingga final exam 17 minggu, okay, menjadi satu semester yang sangat meaningful kepada pelajar. Kan? And remember this is the selling point of the program. Kan? Pelajar sekarang ni bagi saya tak tahu lah KURSUS, kita sangat risau dengan keunjuran, dengan enrollment pelajar kita agak berkurang lepas COVID. Ya? Dan juga kerana orang kata banyak dah student yang lepasan SPM ke, depends on your syarat kemasukan, yang dah banyak kerja sendiri, which is good. Tapi
benda yang sama berlaku jugalah di KURSUS.
It drops like there are one program sampai kosong 2 tahun berturut-turut enrollment. Bagi saya macam kalau lebih tak naklah jumut program kan, but it is something to think about lah. Tapi something to think about, do not blame, we cannot blame the society, it's their choice. Tetapi how we sell the program, that is most important. Faculty need to take action. Selling, this is kita bercakap tentang selling ni sebab semalam saya ada meeting academic, sama juga our TNCA also says that faculty should promote the program, promote selling the program. Tapi nak sell the program on what basis, kan? So masukkanlah HIEPs ini sebagai satu, you don't need to tell HIEPs, tapi masukkan nuance HIEPs itu. Okay, kita kata program ini berbentuk project based. We will explore, give student exposed to the industry dan sebagainya. Okay, ataupun change the program. Bila buat semakan tu change, overhaul the program, buat something yang lebih engaging kepada masyarakat contohnya. So kena gunakan HIEPs ini sebagai salah satu selling point juga sebenarnya untuk program-program akademik, bukan sahaja di KURSUS tapi untuk semua institusi. Yeah. So di sini HIEPs ini akan membawa kepada holistic, entrepreneurial and balance. Kita menghasilkan pelajar yang holistic. Holistic ni dia boleh memayungi banyak bidang. Okay, tidaklah hanya apa kita panggil sebagai dia hanya one direction, tapi dia adalah pelajar yang multi-direction. We want our student to be multitasking, so create the environment and ecosystem that make the student to be multitasking. Okay, entrepreneurial kebiasaannya kita menghasilkan pelajar yang boleh menjadi job creator, not just a job seeker. That's the on. So kita menghasilkan pelajar yang boleh, dan juga remember, entrepreneurial meaning back, they can give back to the university. Paling mudahnya adalah untuk dia menjadi, contohnya kita kat Uniza kita ada mentor setiap fakulti perlu ada mentor keusahawanan. It can be lecturers, it can be alumni, it can be students. So that is a way of giving back to the university. Kalau dia boleh sign MOU dengan company dia lagi baik lah kan, ataupun dia boleh fund on many things lagi baik. Okay, tapi the basic thing is dan juga pelajar yang seimbang. Okay, kalau kita cakap seimbang tu dalam konteks kalau Uniza ni duniawi ukhrawi lah, ataupun pelajar yang seimbang bukan sahaja faham tentang ilmu teori tetapi ilmu dengan masyarakat, ilmu dengan industri. Okay, that is people that we call student yang balance. Supaya bila dia keluar bekerja, dia adalah pekerja yang tidak hanya melihat kepada skills, okay, tetapi melihat kepada character development dia. It is very important nowadays. Saya selalu cakap kat student saya, I will hire, contoh kalau saya ada company, saya kata I will hire graduates, qualification tu wajib. Okay, qualification tu wajib. Tetapi at the end of the day, that make you maintain at one company ataupun at one organisation dalam jangka masa yang lama adalah you punya character and attitude. Long that. Kita faham bila kita kerja, siapa yang kekal lama adalah orang yang willing to orang yang mempunyai karakter dan juga attitude yang sangat baik. Okay? Yang akan ke bawah, itu adalah kita panggil sebagai pembelajaran sepanjang hayat. Okay? Pembelajaran sepanjang meaning that you just bukan sahaja melihat kepada pembangunan pelajar itu sebagai yang ada formal qualification. Okay? Pembelajaran sepanjang hayat ini melihat juga kepada non-formal dan ke informal. Okay? Bagaimana dia gain the knowledge and that help them to be holistic, entrepreneurial and balanced. Okay? Boleh interrupt kalau ada apa-apa soalan, ataupun ada apa pencerahan, ataupun I open for that. Kita engage hari ini. Okay. Dan juga HIEPs ini mendasari atas NEP, National Education Philosophy. National Education Philosophy ini ada 4, iaitu intellect, spiritual, emotional and physical. Kita bersyarah kena hafal ni. Kadang-kadang kalau nak interview naik pangkat kan dia boleh tanya kita benda begini. Kan? So National Education Philosophy NEP ni, education in Malaysia is an ongoing effort towards further developing the potential of individuals in a holistic and kita dengar lagi holistic and integrated manner so as to produce individuals who are intellectually, spiritually, emotionally and physically balanced and harmonious based on the firm belief in and devotion to God. Jadi tak lari daripada elemen kita peletakan diri kita bukan sahaja kita memberi ilmu secara secara kita panggil sebagai kita macam mana pun kita kejar atau kita suruh pelajar kita become a very successful person, tetapi jangan sesekali hilangkan mereka daripada keseimbangan intellectual, spiritual, emotional and physical. That is what we call balance, seimbang. Dan juga you need to remember devotion to God. Bagaimana kita panggil sebagai devoted ni, maknanya kita apa dah sebenarnya kita kata devoted ni, tunduk lah kot kan, tunduk sujud.
Alim warak tu macam tu ke kalau di Islam lah kan.
Betul. Okay, kemudian this is the top 10 skills of 2025. We are normally top 10 skill ni kita kadang-kadang kita rasa macam it's just a statement. No, sekarang ni KBT sangat mementingkan. We deal with this almost every month lah. Sama ada program, bila ada fakulti nak angkat program baru ataupun mengangkat semakan kurikulum, this is the thing that kita highlight. Okay, you want to make a new program tapi you tak ambil kira top 10 skills. How can you sell the program and how can you create the demand. Kan? Jadi HIEPs ini membantu kita jual program kita dan membantu kita untuk mencapai ataupun menyokong kepada 10 set skills ini yang kita nak sebenarnya pada tahun 2025, which is 3 years from now. Not 3 years, 2 years from now. Tak lama dah. Kan 2025. Dan contohnya analytical thinking, active learning, complex problem solving, singular reasoning. These are everything kita cuba untuk pelajar kita capai sebenarnya. Okay, dan banyak lagi, bukan saja 10 ini tetapi banyak lagi, bergantung kepada kesesuaian bidang juga. Okay. Seterusnya HIEPs ni kita panggil sebagai dipengaruhi oleh 5 perkara ini. Okay. MEB, Malaysian Education Blueprint, ataupun buku biru tu kita panggil. Di 2015 di UNIZA kita gunakan buku biru ini sebagai bentuk PSU kita, Plan Strategi Universiti, dan juga plan tindakan akademik kita. Dan sekarang ni we use that dah tahun kedua dah. Kita buat plan tindakan akademik kita di 2021 hingga 2025 dan kita gunakan itu sebagai kitab utamalah. World Economic Forum, Sustainable Development Goals. Kita ada berapa dalam 13 ke 14, saya ingat. Saya ingat Horizon Report dan juga 21st Century Skills. Saya tak perlu teganglah, saya rasa this is apa yang mendasari HIEPs kita sebenarnya. All these documents yang membantu kita untuk kenapa HIEPs itu amat diperlukan, kerana untuk mencapai kelima-lima perkara ini. Kita bukan kata kita nak capai 100%, tidak, at least in the pipeline. Benda itu ada dalam pelan tindakan kita. Ini adalah backbone of HIEPs. Tulang belakang HIEPs. Ada 13 elemen HIEPs yang kita kena faham. Saya rasa hari ini kalau kita nak go through 13, saya boleh terangkan, tapi nak go through satu persatu secara detail, we might need another workshop lah, untuk kita tengok macam mana nak implement. Don't worry, it sounds a lot and it sounds orang kata a bit bombastic, the words kan, first year seminar. So kat sini kalau kita tengok first year seminar and experiences, service learning, community based learning, ini yang saya cakap tadi. Service SL dengan CBL ni bunyinya sama, tetapi cara menjalankannya adalah berbeza. Ramai dah orang tersilap sebenarnya. Rupanya selama ni dia ingat dia buat CBL, rupanya dia buat service learning. Learning communities, intensive academic writing, diversity global learning, collaborative assignments and project, KURSUS, mana dia punya empirical research. Bagi saya dekat sini yang kritikal adalah yang perlu pemahaman yang mendalam adalah pertama first year seminar, yang kedua service learning, yang ketiga learning communities, diversities, DGL juga, KURSUS, capstone project dan juga interdisciplinary approach to assessment dan juga e-portfolio. Bagi saya benda-benda ini adalah benda-benda yang agak crucial lah untuk kita faham. Kadang-kadang kalau saya pun ambil a few time, baca a few books baru saya faham. Atau and listen back to the previous talk baru saya faham. Tetapi engage cara nak melaksanakan HIEPs ini, syarat utama program itu sudah ada, dan kurikulum itu sudah pun berjalan. Supaya kita boleh apply lah kan. Dan pentingnya macam mana kita nak embed dia adalah berbalik kepada table 4 kita, dan perlu ada constructive alignment ataupun kita panggil sebagai penjajaran konstruktif. Apa itu penjajaran konstruktif? Hasil daripada HIEPs ini perlu dijanjikan di dalam learning outcome kita, dalam delivery, dalam topik, dalam topik dan juga di dalam assessment kita. Benda itu perlu diterjemahkan secara jelas. So ini adalah definisi. Saya rasa saya nak go through a bit small, but I can kita boleh give a shot to a few HIEPs here. First thing is, boleh bercakap tentang FOI. FOI ni letak di bawah sekali first year seminar. When we talk about first year seminar ataupun first year experience, tidak semestinya anda perlu buat seminar, tidak. If you understand first year seminar, kita baca dulu apa maksud dia. crucial for setting early expectations regarding student involvement and interaction with learning, enhancing student engagement in academia and social life. So FYS ini, first year seminar or experience ini adalah memberi pendedahan awal kepada pelajar sama ada nak memberi pendedahan kepada kursus tersebut atau dan juga boleh dijadikan juga sebagai satu induction kepada pelajar untuk mereka terdedah kepada dunia sebagai pelajar universiti. Okay. Ada setengah program ataupun kursus dia pergi buat camping. Pergi buat camping, contohnya ada satu di UPM, saya tak pasti, mungkin Prof M punya kursus. Dia pergi buat camping untuk kursus-kursus tu melibatkan I think ekologi dan sebagainya lah. Dia perlu pergi camping, pergi masuk hutan. Dan FYS ini normally you can ask the seniors to help you to help the juniors with the program. Ataupun juga you buat satu program seminar on the topic itself. Seminar tu can be done in the class. Boleh buat webinar dan sebagainya. As long as nawaitu kita adalah untuk memberi pendedahan kepada pelajar tahun pertama kita. You should remember FYS only being done on the first year. Sebab tu dia panggil first year. Dia tak panggil second year seminar. Okay. So FYS must be done on the first year. Okay. Jadi,
Doctor.
Ya, saya.
So since it is been done to the first year student kan, so normally first year student we just expose them to the fundamental subjects, everything semua tu lah.
Betul. Contohnya mungkin ada satu subjek fundamental, subjek introduction, boleh, tak ada masalah.
Macam subjek umum universiti apa semua tu, yang tu kita boleh ni kan dia...
Boleh. Maknanya subjek umum tu pun boleh dimasukkan ataupun in the setiap faculty. Cuma saya nak tanya Encik Zaki, subjek umum di KURSUS diajar pada semua tahun pertama ke?
Dia mostly diletak pada tahun pertama lah. Subjek KURSUS.
Tapi ada juga portion untuk kursus kursus teras fakulti lah untuk diajarkan.
Ya, ada juga. Ada juga.
So use that platform. Apa sahaja kursus, contohnya macam saya tahun pertama ada kita panggil Introduction to Tourism kan, contohnya. Kejap saya cuba check sekejap. Introduction to Tourism. Mungkin Introduction to Tourism tu saya baru pelajar saya pergi buat seminar dengan industri. Saya panggil tabung haji ke apa, bukan tabung haji, dengan mana-mana tourism punya agencies untuk beri pendedahan bahawa this is tourism industry. Okay, so dia tidak ada right or wrong as long as subject matter expert tahu bahawa itu adalah face seminar, dan semacam saya cakap tadi, nawaitunya adalah untuk memberi pendedahan kepada pelajar. Okay, contohnya saya ambil mungkin dua lagi, nanti kita go one by one. Bercakap tentang diversity global learning nombor 4 ni, DGL ni. Foster learning beyond their immediate surroundings and circles by sharing and gaining perspective from diverse communities within Malaysia and globally. Okay, bermaksud di sini kita membawa pelajar kita ke platform global. Okay. Tidak semestinya kalau ada duit, go for it. Kalau KURSUS ada more budget, bawa pelajar pergi overseas. Okay, contohnya 2 minggu bawa pelajar pergi, seminggu bawa trip untuk topik tu pergi overseas. Tak ada masalah. Tetapi kalau nak jimat kita boleh buat macam-macam cara. Sama ada kita buat collaboration dengan universiti luar, pelajar dalam 1 minggu itu, topik-topik minggu tersebut, kita panggil pensyarah luar. Contohnya kita, untuk saya, mungkin saya panggil, untuk bidang saya contohnya tourism, saya ajar, kita panggil kita ajar, salah satu kursus yang saya ada adalah tourism development ataupun transport kan. Mungkin dalam 14 minggu tu, topik kelima tu, saya rasa saya nak buat satu webinar dengan universiti saya belajar dulu, University of Exeter. So saya panggil saya punya supervisor untuk bagi talk masa kelas tu. As long as dia from international, itu pun boleh dipanggil sebagai DGL, tidak ada masalah. As long as pelajar kita diberi pendedahan tentang isu-isu ataupun kita panggil sebagai dimensi global. Even if mungkinlah kursus kursus kejap. Kursus Encik Zaki mungkin kita beri satu topik untuk pelajar buat case study related to global issues. Okay, saya ada ajar juga social inequality. Saya minta pelajar saya untuk cari apa-apa isu berkaitan, saya tak nak dekat Malaysia saya kata. Pergi cari apa sahaja isu berkaitan dekat negara dunia ketiga ataupun negara yang masih ada rate yang tinggi terhadap isu ketaksamaan, tak kisahlah ketaksamaan gender ke, ketaksamaan kelas hidup ke dan sebagainya. So the student will be given, okay, you group ni akan buat dekat India, group ni akan buat kat Filipina, group ini akan buat kat China, group ni akan buat kat South Africa contohnya. Itu pun salah satu cara kita memperkasakan DGL sebenarnya, Diversity and Global Learning. Ya, kita membawa pelajar kita keluar sedikit daripada Malaysia. Okay, nak buat kat Singapura pun buatlah, as long as you have the international context. Okay, seterusnya mungkin saya boleh pergi kepada empirical research. This is very straightforward. And empirical research ni biasanya adalah subjek-subjek yang related to research method lah. Ya, biasanya di setiap universiti kita ada kursus tersebut. Ataupun kita panggil sebagai orang kata di fakulti saya dipanggil sebagai latihan ilmiah ataupun final year project. So latihan ilmiah itu memang berbentuk disertasi. Pelajar perlu menulis dalam bentuk disertasi. Memang kursus itu memang saya 6 credit hour yang mereka kena habiskan untuk menulis disertasi. Saya ada 12 pelajar yang saya kena supervise. Okay. Ataupun ya, empirical research ni ataupun undergraduate research ni boleh juga diinterpretasi di dalam mana-mana kursus. Contohnya saya mengajar kursus, okay, kita ambil satu contoh kursus management lah, office management. I think not really. Mungkin saya ambil kursus halal. Okay, kita ada tourism and halal development kursus kami. Itu bukan kursus yang berasaskan research sebenarnya, dia hanya kursus biasa. Kita ajar tentang halal, kita ajar tentang provision, halal, kita ajar tentang certification dan sebagainya, dan juga audit. Okay. Tapi saya mungkin kata, okay, within this 14 weeks, 4 months you belajar dekat untuk kursus ni, saya nak you produce, kita dalam kita punya table 4, DCI kita ada biasa 3 CLO kita ada percentage, 100%. So saya portionkan 50% untuk pelajar hasilkan satu bentuk empirical research. So research you must be related to halal. Walaupun kursus itu bukanlah kursus yang berasaskan kajian ataupun berasaskan research method. Boleh juga. It can be embedded di dalam kursus ataupun you kena ingat ni semua pensyarah, sahabat-sahabat saya kat KURSUS, ataupun boleh create satu kursus yang stand alone. Contohnya memang ada kursus yang on empirical research ataupun memang ada yang betul-betul fokus kepada kursus dalam bentuk capstone project. Okay. So HIEPs ni dia tidak ada pantang larang sangatlah. Okay. You can embed dalam kursus dan juga mana-mana CLO yang ada, ataupun you can also buat satu kursus khas. Memang kursus ni memang khas untuk HIEPs. Contohnya macam internship kan. Internship tu memang kita biasa kalau 4 kredit ataupun 6 kredit hour itu adalah memang dikhaskan untuk pelajar buat attachment untuk apply teori apa yang dia belajar dekat industri. Right? Setakat ni okey ke semua? Kawan-kawan saya dekat HIEP, dekat KURSUS,
Okay.
dekat HIEPs pula dah, dekat KURSUS.
Ya, insyaAllah.
Yeah.
Okey. Dia malu-malu ke ni? Dah, cuma yang kursus tu, macam academic writing tu, boleh ke kita consider sebagai apa yang tadi undergrad punya research apa semua kan?
Boleh, tak ada masalah. Dekat untuk IAW ni, IAW ni kalau kita tengok definition dia, writing skills to be developed via writing exercise, assignments and project integrated with disciplinary subject matter. So boleh dimasukkan sama ada di dalam undergraduate thesis ataupun kan macam Cik Zaki, kita banyak assignment kan, pasal kita bagi assignment kepada pelajar kena buat report. Kan?
Ya, betul.
So jadi
betul.
report itu boleh dijadikan sebagai IAW. Tak ada masalah. Okay. Sebenarnya nak tahu tak, tips untuk HIEPs ni sebenarnya, dia tak ada, dia sebenarnya kadang-kadang satu kursus tu, kadang-kadang satu kursus itu boleh cover banyak HIEPs sebenarnya. Okay. Contohnya macam rupanya kursus yang kursus tu boleh cover on DGL, kursus tu boleh cover on empirical research, kursus tu boleh cover on capstone project contohnya. So dia boleh sebenarnya kita panggil sebagai throw two birds with one stone. Tak apa. Yang tu saya rasa dari segi mekanisme tu kita akan pergi later on. Okay, kalau kita ada siri lain. Sekarang ni kita nak beri awareness on what HIEPs exactly. So jadi ini adalah kesemua nanti slide ni saya akan bagi kesemua definisi yang ada. It sounds a lot and it sounds too much. It is not that too much sebenarnya. Okay, as long as kita faham. Okay, let me move on. Okay, ini adalah recommendation, okay, suggestion and recommendation daripada jawatankuasa HIEPs lah. Macam mana nak implement HIEPs ni untuk sepanjang cohort tu. Kan? Terpulang 4 tahun tapi kita ambil 4-year basis lah. Okay. Untuk tahun pertama planningnya seeloknya kita letak first year seminar, kita letak CPL, kita letak CIE. Second year, we put ID, kita letak DGL, kita letak LC. Okay. Tahun ketiga kita buat sulam, kita buat IAW, kita buat internship. Okay. Tahun keempat ini sebenarnya penting untuk kita faham. Kebiasaannya capstone project empirical research ini memang biasa kita letak kat student final year. Yang capstone ni tak boleh letak dekat tahun pertama, tahun kedua, tahun ketiga, tak boleh. Nama pun capstone, kemuncak kan, atau puncak. So dia berada pada pelajar setahun akhir. Untuk capstone ni kalau kita faham is a collective knowledge, apa yang dia belajar 3 tahun lepas dimasukkan dalam satu projek. That is capstone. Okay. Empirical research ni macam Cik Zaki kata tadi, tak semestinya seeloknya advice, sebab nama pun suggestion dan recommendation. Seeloknya diletak pada tahun akhir, kerana biasanya knowledge on research ni memerlukan pengalaman at least setahun 2 dia faham tentang macam mana nak menulis dengan baik lah, especially dalam dimensi research. Okay, tetapi sekiranya nak letak pada tahun 3 tidak ada masalah. Maybe we can do a very basic empirical research. Tapi saya suggest di sini anything related with research letak di tahun akhir lah. Okay, sebab biasanya kita menyiapkan pelajar kita untuk sambung belajar. Okay, exitnya kita bergantung. Contoh kalau diploma dia tak ada exit kan, biasanya dia terus masuk degree. Okay, so we prepare them untuk masuk degree. Kalau untuk kursus dalam program sarjana muda, ijazah sarjana muda, empirical research ini menyiapkan dia sama ada untuk keluar menjadi researcher atau keluar menyambung pengajian dalam master. So at least kalau kita letak empirical research tahun pertama, tahun keempat tu rasa dah lupa dah saya rasa. So we need to bring them a bit later mengikut kesesuaian kursus tersebut. So dekat sini ini hanyalah suggestion, tetapi boleh gunakan dia sebagai asas kepada macam mana kita nak implement. So jadi dekat KURSUS ataupun dekat faculty can use this table untuk plan. Okay, dekan kata 4 tahun program A, kita gunakan table ini, kita adjust sikit-sikit je. Okay, siapa yang will be the takers for first year seminar, siapa will be the takers for CPL, okay, siapa can be the takers for CIE. Okay, so easier for you to plan ahead for the next. Maknanya lepas ni pensyarah tahu dah. Even kalau tukar pensyarah pun dia tahu dah. Oh, this year this is my course to do HIEPs. So bagi saya penting sebenarnya peringkat kedekanan untuk memacu HIEPs ini dan supaya planning HIEPs kita itu berjalan. Tak adalah ada lompong-lompong. Okay. So baru kita masuk elemen pertama. Saya rasa insyaAllah kita cuba cover as much as I could. Tadi saya dah beri penerangan sikit first year seminar. Okay. First year seminar and experience ini, FYS ini, courses that help new students increase their academic readiness for higher education and create opportunities for meaningful connection ataupun interactions with faculties and peers. Okay, kita nak pastikan pelajar kita masuk tahun pertama tu selesa dengan bukan sahaja dengan kawan-kawan dia, tetapi dengan all the faculty members and juga university members. Tapi menggunakan platform kursus di dalam program pengajian. Okay. Kalau pelajar baru ni kita suruh masuk minggu mesra siswa kan, seminggu duduk dalam buat induction, itu through HIEPs. Tapi kali ni kita nak going, macam mana kita nak suruh pelajar kita ni engage with the university community, okay, university ecosystem ataupun faculty ecosystem, kita menggunakan kursus. Okay, courses that stress frequent writing, critical inquiry, information literacy, collaborative learning, service learning, and other high impact pedagogy. Experiences that teach students how to learn through exploration of college success strategies and non-cognitive skills, persistence, self-discipline dan sebagainya. So very much kita mencari, ini hanyalah suggestion tapi kalau kursus-kursus itu tidak mempunyai elemen yang saya bercakap, tidak ada masalah. Okay, jadi di sini kalau kita ada 7 karakteristik. Pertama, carry academic credit, wajib. Semua HIEPs perlu membawa kepada kredit. Tidak ada HIEPs yang tidak boleh bawa kredit kerana di-embedded dalam kita punya curriculum. Core or major requirement in first year curriculum include academic content, skills, library, use, writing and so on. Involve lecturers and students in the design and instruction of the program. Okay, contohnya kalau kita nak bawa pelajar kita, ada tak saya bagi contoh kat sini? Oh, tak ada. Kita nak beri pelajar kita nak pergi camping. Okay, normally kalau kita nak suruh pelajar kita pergi camping, buat first year camping, kita kena bincang dengan pelajar lah, kena build committee, jawatankuasa pelajar untuk mereka bantu kita merealisasikan projek tersebut. Okay. Yang kelima, involve instructors who are trained in basic units where course process becomes important as course content. Involve more senior student. Masa saya cakap tadi, libatkan pelajar senior untuk bantu kita. And mereka boleh menjadi facilitator. Okay, sama ada you nak buat dalam bentuk projek, you nak buat dalam bentuk seminar, you nak buat dalam bentuk talk, you nak buat dalam bentuk, mungkin you bring the student senior ni bagi exposure masa you bagi kelas. Okay, contohnya mungkin Cik Zaki boleh bagi satu kursus ke? Cik Zaki ajar. Boleh saya bagi contoh?
Kursus untuk ni kalau saya bagi e-commerce boleh?
E-commerce
Ya.
Okay, boleh tak ada masalah.
Relate dengan camping.
Oh, kalau camping mungkin ataupun kita tukarlah, kita tak buat camping, kita buat kita bawa mereka pergi buat observation kat luar kan, contohnya. E-commerce ni melibatkan perdagangan kan, so it's very much related to business and I think related to supply chain juga kot. Cik Zaki, saya pun tak pastilah.
Dia lebih kepada ni lah. Saya kalau macam I'm teaching e-commerce tu, saya lebih suruh dia orang survey website e-commerce tu sendiri, macam Shopee apa semua. My student today mostly involve international kan. Lepas tu yang ni lah macam to compare yang mana international punya platform dengan Malaysian punya platform kan.
That's good. But pelajar akan buat observation dan buat comparison. That's a very good exposure sebenarnya untuk pelajar tahu.
Based on kita macam dia ada macam e-commerce itself pun dia ada 7 elements punya macam activity apa dia punya kata adalah elemen-elemen of e-commerce yang kita boleh tie back balik dengan platform tu, nak tengok sama yang mana strong, mana yang tak strong, yang mana kita patut ni.
Betul. Okay, so saya nampak e-commerce ni mungkin this is my idea lah. Mungkin kalau nak buat first year seminar, kita buat e-commerce day. Ataupun e-commerce day, kita buat satu hari macam, I don't know lah, symposium ke, kita buat carnival ke apa. Kita minta pelajar kita join. So kita panggil ataupun buat je e-commerce seminar with industries ke, okay, supaya dapat feedbacks dari dan pelajar. Kita panggil, kita minta pelajar senior ni juga memberi talk kepada pelajar kita yang baru masuk ni. So it can even kalau nak buat e-commerce camping tu boleh kot, tapi mungkin kena tengok dekat mana lah. Tapi as long as the activity is to give exposure, macam Cik Zaki kata tadi, minta pelajar untuk observe dan juga buat comparison, is also an exposure sebenarnya untuk pelajar. This is bukan kita yang menerangkan, tetapi pelajar buat observation menggunakan platform dia. Ataupun kita bawa keluar, kita bawa pelajar kita pergi Shopee punya HQ contohnya, ataupun Lazada punya HQ, ataupun any mungkin apa-apa yang berkaitan, company yang berkaitan yang provide that kind of e-commerce. E-commerce ni banyak kan, Fashion Valley pun dah buat e-commerce. Most of them are moving into punya business. So bringing them, buat 2 day trip, pergi company mana-mana, give them exposure. Okay, dan ajak seniors untuk bantu untuk assist mereka lah. Saya masa saya belajar dekat UK dulu, I always help my supervisor pergi bawa student dia keluar. So dia kata we need you to give feedback, saya kata. So saya pergilah, dapatlah juga duit kan, saya tak ingat dah, 7, rasa banyak juga, sejam 13 pound. Lepaslah bayar bila trip, orang kata duduk sana.
Ya, betul. Cuma doktor, since you're talking about ni lah, yang ni sekarang dia banyak lebih pada physical punya activities kan. Cuma yalah,
betul.
Kita kan just recover back from COVID kan.
Betul.
2 years tu semuanya macam terbantut.
Ini pun macam nak datang balik dah COVID ni.
Itulah. Ya, macam orang kata sebab tu yalah, orang kata macam kita dah COVID tu dah jadi macam norm, sekarang kita nak change to new norm sebalik ni. Macam face to face ni pun dia ni jugalah macam ni. Semua tu memang adalah macam nak bawa student visit semua tu. Dengar memang banyaklah aktiviti yang dirancang oleh rakan-rakan syarah semua kan. Tapi itulah dia punya sekarang hakikat tu. Slow down kita kita ni lah.
Betul. Tak mengapa, mungkin boleh guna online platform lah, buat webinar dan sebagainya. Kan? Even mungkin mungkin Cik Zaki sini boleh beri satu, kita buat just buat je orang kata mock webinar kan dengan student, bawa seniors and bring them macam satu bentuk student webinar with seniors, share whatever you want lah. That's another big way of doing it.
Baru-baru ni KURSUS pun kita ada macam buat satu series, seminar series lah dengan industri lah. Kita panggil yang ni organised by my faculty lah. Fakulti Perniagaan Sains Pengurusan. We invite the industry, Hasnuri yang jual baju kurung tu kan. So they provide macam sharing session, macam mana nak, how they involve dengan kata entrepreneurship everything lah to our students.
Itu pun dah bagi itu untuk tahun untuk semua student ke ataupun
yang tu kita open to all students actually. Tapi diwajibkan kepada student of faculty lah.
Okay, so maknanya depan kalau nak buat nak organize that kind of thing, kita kena embedded dalam kursus lah. Maknanya if kita nak consider itu HIEPs. So benda dah ada, mungkin lepas ni Cik Zaki kata tak apa, boleh tak saya nak jadikan dia sebagai salah satu assessment saya dalam kursus saya. Student attend ataupun student help to organize the webinar as well.
Okay. Mana kita kena embedded lah sebagai kata dia punya apa lah,
activity
nak quantitating dia punya tu, nak measure dia punya
Betul.
Okay, right.
Sebab biasanya at the end kita kena map, bila kita dah map kepada CLO, kita perlu buat assessment based on that. Contohnya pelajar, kita minta pelajar kita buat webinar, organize webinar, ataupun attend the webinar. Mungkin kita minta pelajar itu provide feedbacks ataupun report based on the webinar itself. So kita bagi markah based on that.
Betul. Yang tu memang kita orang ada ni jugalah implement, especially webinar tu kalau dia falls on the same date ataupun same time kelas ni. So ni sebab banyak mostly kelas management, kelas business, memang ni lah kita orang buat macam tu lah dia punya ni.
Okay, that's
they
good.
Have to attend and then to provide back the reports to ni.
Yes, that's good. So maknanya orang kata sources tu dan juga pengalaman tu dah ada banyak lah dekat sana kan, Cik Zaki. So tinggal kita terjemahkan HIEPs itu saja.
Ya, betul. Macam mana nak measure HIEPs itself tu dalam kita punya ni program tu.
Okay, alright. Okay, thank you Cik Zaki. Okay, these are the 7 example of how you want to do first seminar lah. Okay, small discussion based courses, design. Okay, buat discussion pun dah memadai. Okay. Yang kedua, kita panggil give student opportunities to work closely with lecturer who are expert in their own discipline. Okay. Yang ketiga, each class focuses on exciting and important topic that capitalize on the lecturer's expertise, develop, inspire students' own intellectual curiosities and foster the skill that will help them find, evaluate. Goal is to lay strong foundation of lifelong learning. Okay. Course requires students to analyze, synthesize, evaluate and communicate. Active listening, active learning, active engagement. So ini adalah elemen yang perlu ada apa kita melihat untuk kita implement first year seminar. Tetapi bagaimana nak implement itu terpulang kepada subject matter expert, terpulang kepada pensyarah macam mana kesesuaian aktiviti tersebut as long as tidak lari daripada ketujuh-tujuh perkara ini. Okay, saya move on saya cuba go a bit fast. Okay. Yang kedua adalah learning community. Learning community ini adalah basically kita panggil sebagai shared knowledge, shared knowing, shared responsibility. Okay. Kita panggil the key characteristic of learning community included adalah linking learning across different courses, programs, and encouraging students to think holistically about several different issues beyond individual class experience. So learning community ini kita membawa kepada kejap saya cuba cari aktiviti yang bersesuaian. Okay. Sama ada pensyarah nak menggunakan komuniti dalam universiti atau institusi, okay, untuk bantu untuk membuat satu bentuk kita panggil sebagai sama ada dalam bentuk inter ataupun transdisciplinary. Ataupun kita boleh juga menggunakan kelas kita sebagai satu bentuk learning community, cuma kita gabungkan beberapa elemen lain di dalam perbincangan tersebut. It can be pelajar boleh collaborate dengan pensyarah, dengan mana-mana pelajar lain juga untuk berbincang untuk menyelesaikan sesuatu isu. Sebab tu kalau tak dalam gambar ni, knowledge building communities ini adalah melibatkan kesemua sumber ini, multimedia, conferencing, internet, print resources, community resources. Kalau kita tengok dekat sini, kita ambil daripada contoh daripada collaborative, ini besar sikit lah. Dia buat collaboration between UMP dengan UTHM ni, bridging two universities in a collaborative Mandarin language learning community. Okay, biasanya kalau kita nak mewujudkan learning community ni, it can be between semudah-mudah dua kursus dalam satu program. Contohnya pensyarah A dengan pensyarah B. Saya kata saya ada kawan Dr. Muaz. Muaz, boleh tak I nak kelas you dengan kelas I kita buat satu, kita join. Because your class is about your class, you teach about halal, I teach halal tourism and halal development. Kelas dia bercakap tentang mungkin saya tak pasti, mungkin tourism development contohnya. Saya ambil contoh, saya pun tak berapa pastilah. Saya lupa dah siapa mengajar kursus ni. And then kita nak pelajar kita cross, maknanya we will have a discussion. Kita akan buat discussion, pelajar you akan bercampur dengan pelajar I, akan buat group discussion and menyelesaikan satu masalah berkaitan dengan mungkin kita nak bercakap tentang Muslim friendly tourism. Okay, macam mana kita nak selesaikan masalah menggunakan my approach in my subject as subject matter expert and Dr. Muaz subject as subject matter expert. So dekat sini you dah develop collaborative problem solving. Okay, ataupun kita nak buat satu collaboration dengan universiti ni bigger lah. Okay, kadang-kadang universiti bila nak buat collaboration ni kena ada MOU dan sebagainya. Terpulang Tapi saya rasa untuk KURSUS di peringkat awal ni, don't go further. Okay, gunakan apa-apa shared kursus. Okay, mungkin Encik Zaki nak collaborate dengan other lecturer daripada program lain, daripada fakulti lain, sebenarnya untuk selesaikan isu tentang making isu tentang kesedaran our SMEs, small medium enterprise, to use online platform. Kalau ada fakulti komputer, mungkin boleh bincang dengan mereka untuk mereka mungkin develop satu sistem for them. Ini benda ni very generic lah. Apa yang ada dalam kepala saya cakap je lah. Okay, contohnya dekat sini kita ada fakulti business juga, kita ada business school, and kita ada juga fakulti komputer. Jadi mungkin pensyarah daripada fakulti business nak bekerjasama dengan fakulti komputer to develop ataupun ask the student bekerja bersama untuk develop apps dummy ataupun platform to help local SMEs. That's way of doing learning community sebenarnya. Okay. Kalau kita nak, sebab tu kita tengok kat sini, bila kita buat learning community, ada.
Still a comment from our international lecturer. They ask, could you, more English instead of Nina.
Oh, okay, I will. I try my best. I'm sorry.
Because we received a chat in the chat room, the message.
Okay, I will. Okay, all right. Okay, my apology to the our international lecturers. But sometimes I forgot to make sure that I use more English than Malay. Right. So, okay, let me repeat that. Okay, for learning community is normally the way of doing it is you must have engagement with other community. Not saying that community as the social community, no, but normally inside or outside the universities, but still in the academic context. As you can see on the slides, okay, the example given is based on 2 universities in a collaborative Mandarin language learning community. So the universities involved were University Malaysia Pahang and also University Tun Hussein on Mandarin language learning community. So at the end of this kind of program of activities for learning community, students able to share learning, okay, able to have collaborative problem solving, provide many experiences and activities, dialogue with other students, validation of learning, so on, until provide opportunities to practice and develop presentation and communication skill in learning the second language. So basically here, my suggestion for KURSUS as a new institution that want to implement HIEPs, the best way to do is just try to find other courses to encourage students to solve problem in an inter or transdisciplinary approach. For example, I given Mr. Zaki's course about e-commerce, and maybe Mr. Zaki wanted to collaborate with I don't know, Mr. Ali's course that maybe on, I'm not sure on what area, on management or something. So these 2 classes will work together. Students from Mr. Ali will join students from Mr. Zaki's, and they will sit in different groups to solve certain issues or to discuss certain matters, to at least they have this kind of collaboration to understand the issues and give solution. Okay, that is what we call learning community. As long as you engage with other parties in the academic context, or you want to engage with other universities, please do so. Okay, but to start with, try to find different courses or different contexts to work together in one learning communities. Right? So I
think what we can see here in KURSUS, we might not go for, I think, with the external parties yet, like other universities. As you told, maybe we need to, what you call it, create the MOU, MOA, everything, right?
Yes.
But why not we just collaborate between the faculties, right? So that here, like, as I mentioned, here in KURSUS, we have Fakulti Quran Sunnah and Fakulti Pengajian Islam. Both are quite the same niche of need, but somehow we can work for that, intra-faculty lah.
Yes, that's I think quite feasible. So start with, don't go for something bigger, because I'm afraid that it might not be achievable. Right? So go for something is rather inter-courses, inter-program, or inter-faculty. Start with that. Okay. So I think the SOPs for the learning community is up to the college how to deal with it. But it's no matter what, as long as you have these desirable impact for students. Okay, and you don't need to have, at least maybe you don't need to solve a bigger problem. It's just a matter of to give student exposure to understand that this is how you work as a student. And at the end of the day, when you are working, when you are in the industry, this is how it works. Teamwork, collaborative work to solve problems. Because when we work, right, or when we are in the working ecosystem, issues happen every day. And you can't solve it by yourself. You need to have team. So it depends on how the learning outcomes being interpreted by the courses, right? So I'm going to move into next one. Okay. This is very important. Community-based learning and also service learning. or in Malaysia we call SULAM, Service Learning Malaysia, University for Society. Okay, so these are the differences between CBL and also service learning. Okay, what is CBL? Okay, CBL is actually integrates meaningful community service with instruction and reflection to enrich the learning experience, teach civic responsibility, strengthen communities. Very basic. Okay, contohnya, for example, for instance, Mr. Zaki's e-commerce course, okay, wanted to meet the SMEs, or Mr. Zaki simply said, I think it's not very suitable. Okay, let me take one course. I also teach one course. It's called social welfare system. Okay, so the social welfare system is talk about the reliability and also effectiveness of our social programs. So for CBL, I simply expose the students to on the 5th week maybe. Okay, on the 5th week, I ask students to go to the community, okay, to have feedbacks, and going back to the university, and they will produce report. That's it. CBL is very basic. It can be also exposed in the class. For example, I given talk or I given example cases about community. That is also considered CBL. But for SULAM or service learning, it is important for the lecturers to understand that service learning is credit bearing, and in Malaysia, the minimum the minimum student learning time involved for service learning is 20 hours. That is the basic. Okay, so and there are 4 types of service learning: indirect, direct, advocacy, and research. So all these 4 types need to be done in the community within 20 hours of student learning time, and the results from the service learning activities must be given back to the community, and it must be involved with community directly. Means that you need to have a specific community to put the student in the project. Okay, for CBL, you don't need specific community, you don't need minimum student learning time, or you don't need a proper assessment. As long as they're being exposed to what is community-based learning, what is community service is enough. So maybe on the 10 weeks, you bring the student outside from the class, and you ask them to clean the surau or to clean the what we call cemeteries. That's it. So to give them exposure, this is what CBL is about. But for service learning, it's different. It must be imposed clearly in all the topic. At least for 14 weeks too, you need to have at least time frame when you will meet the community, when the discussion will take place with the community, who's the industries, who's the NGO. At the end, the result must be given back to the community. Okay, that is the difference between CBL and service learning. Okay, and to give further understanding on CBL on service learning, you can refer to SULAM playbook by JPT, and you can see the mechanism is very detailed actually, and you need to have industry and NGOs involved with the project. Okay.
Sorry, Doctor. Sorry. Talking about the SULAM of just now, service learning, right? So this one, I myself macam bit confused lah dengan what we call it, the
CBL.
No, the CSR, something like that.
Okay, all right.
CSR, and then this SULAM, it is normally developed and in charge by faculty or macam pusat pengajian like the student affair department.
Okay, SULAM is actually in charge by the faculty, but we normally at UNISA, the practices is we let the faculty decide whatever SULAM they want to do, and also it must in at least 40% of all academic courses in UNISA impose sulam. That is our target.
Okay.
Okay, so but the thing is, to make sure that we understand sulam better, it is I think I suggest that KURSUS try to read the sulam playbook and try to, because it is more details compared to CSR and compared to community based. Normally CSR is very much to community based learning. You go to the community and then you go back to you balik. That's it. But for sulam, you need to
learning outcome,
yes, learning outcome till assessment must be given back to the community. And normally, and what we did this year with UNIZA, we hire Kuala Nerus, pejabat district of Kuala Nerus district office, pejabat daerah Kuala Nerus, as our ally, sekutu kita. So pejabat daerah, so we have I think 4 to 5 meetings already with them, and we ask the faculties that have the program to embed sulam come with us to the meeting, and the Kuala Nerus, the district office will help. Kita panggil penghulu kan, okay, all these areas will help them to find the community for the faculties involved and progress involved. Yes, and it's now tengah berjalan lah, okay, tengah berjalan, and we will tengah berjalan dalam masa satu semester. It must be done in one semester.
So the sulam itself memang kita mention dalam in table 4 lah, let's say student learning time itu kena ada the sulam.
Betul. Yes, correct. So we need to clear visibly state. Normally here in UNIZA, we ask the lecturer to clearly state which CLOs is embedded with sulam.
Okay.
For example, we have 3 CLO. CLO 2 will be sulam. So, and also it must be visible in terms of the planning in the topic SLT. In table 4 we have topic SLT. We have the lesson plan from 1 to 14, right? So in that contoh, for example, I given you topic 1, introduction to e-commerce, and then but the subtopic must have discussion and maybe meeting with community and district office. So the planning must also clearly state in the table 4 actually.
Okay. Understand.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why sulam ini is a bit complex.
Yes, but we want
because it goes very much.
We want to talk in detail, maybe another session lah, just for sulam.
Betul.
Alright, okay.
Yes, betul. Sebab tu, that's why in most of the universities, sulam is being taken away from HIEPs a bit. We have sulam di UNIZA ni, kami ada penyelaras sulam dengan HIEPs. So they will take care of data from sulam ada satu, data from HIEPs kita buat satu without sulam. Sebab sulam ni dia ada mekanisme yang sedikit berbeza, sebab calculation dia sedikit berbeza. So it's another bigger agenda lah within, tapi masih lagi consider di bawah HIEPs. So saya selalu panggil sebagai 12, sebab we have 13 elements, right? So I always say 12 plus 1. Plus 1 tu adalah sulam lah. Sebab sulam ni kadang-kadang dia boleh stand alone as another bigger agenda. Okay. Waktu buka pula website KURSUS. Tadi sempat study.
Itulah. Tak apa, just proceed. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so okay.
Running out of time.
Betul. Okay. Saya rasa learning community ni saya dah terang tadi. Okay, saya dah terang. Okay. Diversity learning ni saya rasa saya tak perlu pergi. Okay. I just say this, diversity learning, okay, DJL ni, help student, you need to understand just this one statement, help student explore cultures, life experience, and world views different from their own. Example, global international learning courses, program, co-curricular project. If there are not many international students in class, collaborate with other international students on campus. And you can do it online. Okay, this is what we call as global learning. Anything that you, contohnya you explain the students, macam saya cakap tadi, cases from different countries and ask the students to solve the cases in their assessment. That is also a basic way of doing diversity and global learning. Apatah lagi Okay, you involve them with international agencies, you involve them with international students. That will be much better actually. Okay, so these are the why the DGL is important. Okay, why DGL is important. And also you can see here suggested mode. Sorry, number one, concentrate on connection interdependence that can help students develop awareness of other out of their realm. Okay, keluarkan pelajar daripada bubble dia, daripada dunia dia, bagi sikit exposure. I always say to my student, I don't want example from Malaysia. Go beyond, read more on international report. And I asked them, this semester, I asked them to develop a website. And you need to review cases from other countries and you put the cases, your review in the websites. Okay, and I asked them to read a lot of global report, and UNICEF punya report. I asked them to read a lot reports from OECD and other agencies that monitor on welfare. So the student said, oh yeah, why not? Kan, why not? So kalau tidak, they keep exposing themselves to social media, right? So these are their responsibility as a social scientist to explore more, not just report based on government reports, kan? Tapi other international report to give them exposure and to make them a better social scientist and social researcher. Okay, and also help students to explore other culture. Okay, and number three, may explore difficult differences such as racial, ethnic, gender inequality, or continuing struggle around the globe for human rights and freedom. And suggested mode. Okay, you can use Skype. Zaman ni pakai Skype lagi. You can use WebEx. You can use Zoom to make our students discuss with the international community. Okay, you can bring maybe lecturers from other universities, maybe from Singapore, from United Kingdom. Okay, invite them to have a webinar session with our student to share the issues. Okay, maybe on social welfare issues, language issues, or something, ataupun management issues dekat negara dia and how they can apply for our students. Okay, that is global learning, as basic as exposing them to global understanding. Okay, okay. Number six, intensive academic writing. This is very very basic. Okay, like Cik Zaki said just now, IAW is just to develop the skills and abilities to thoughtfully seek information and critically analyze sources and clearly formulate complex ideas. Okay, suggestion. Okay, I think most of my friends here from HIEPs impose writing assessment, right, to the student. Is it right, Mr. Zaki?
Yes, mostly.
Yeah. So automatically when you apply HIEPs, this is considered HIEPs already. It's just the matter that, okay, you need to know it's not just a writing. Okay, when we talk about intensive, meaning that you need to have a proper guideline what intensive meaning that student knows how to use resources, student knows how to debate on their issues, student knows how to solve case studies, and student as basic as student knows how to use formatting in the Microsoft Words. Okay, that is very important. And otherwise, it should not be named as intensive. It just use an academic writing. So in your rubric later on, because normally you will mark the assessment using rubrics. So what you are looking into the writing is all of these things, using a proper formats, using a proper resources. Maybe some lecturers wanted resources from Scopus only, or they want resources only from official agencies report worldwide. Okay, so that is how, and also you want the student to how they seek information. I also have students sekarang ni that don't know how to find research papers. I said, you use Google Scholar ke tak? Tak tahu. And I need to teach them. So that is a way of teaching them using seek information. And information can be done not just through kita panggil apa, through research papers. Okay, information also can be seek through newspapers, can be seek through report, can be seek through magazines, can be seek through interviews. can be seeked through videos. And if the student wanted to use that as a resources for their writing, this is what we're talking about intensive. Teach them how to cite the information. You know, right? We can cite interviews, we can cite magazine, we can cite radio announcement. So that is how intensive, to that kind of extent, intensive can be the academic writing. Okay, so depends on the semester. Okay, maybe for first year student, you don't need to go to that extent, but giving that exposure, make sure they develop the intensive academic writing until the end of their studies. Okay, all right. So that is intensive academic writing. It's not that complex because we already done that, and we still keep doing it. But how to make it more interesting and to make it more impactful is because we want the student not just able to write, but be able to communicate communicate in a written form. Okay, and to make sure that they know how to use the information system. Okay, okay, this is interdisciplinary approach to assessment. Okay, this one,
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Salam.
Just want to interrupt you.
Yeah, please. Puan Amani.
Okay, Amni.
Puan
Okay,
Amni, okay.
I'm Nur Amni Bazilah binti Muhammad Zain from Faculty Islamic Studies, Pengajian Islam.
Right.
I just want to ask your opinion lah, Doctor.
Yeah.
Since you share about your student, like mereka tak tahu kan nak cari artikel kat Google Scholar ke apa semua kan. Like my student also lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about if we expose our student to conference and seminar? Because before this, I see I just joined one seminar during my master conference lah. So kat sana, I see many students from international, like from Indonesia. So they degree student lah, bukan master and PhD. Jadi mereka ni dah expose diri mereka kepada seminar. So saya kata wow, Masya Allah kan. Sebab kita kat Malaysia ni kita just kelas, apa kata kalau degree, kelas lah. You have lectures, tapi tak ada seminar ataupun apa-apa lah. So how about, just want to ask your opinion lah, kalau I see first and second year student, we just invite them as a participant, tapi final year maybe mereka boleh jadi presenter in the conference.
Okay, okay, thank you so much, Puan Amni, Madam Amni, from Pengajian Islam. Okay, yeah. I think because you are the subject matter expert, right? Mungkin salah satu syarat, we can put requirement for this intensive academic writing is for them to attend seminar. Okay, so from that point of view, what we want to expose them is cuma just satu soalan lah, macam mana mereka, how the seminar give exposed to the intensive academic writing? Is it through resource finding ataupun macam mana?
Sorry, Doctor, macam mana tadi?
Sorry.
Macam mana mereka dapat sumber?
So you use the seminar sebagai satu bentuk ataupun approach untuk mereka gain more resources ke?
No, just want to kita kata mendedahkan dia orang kepada dunia research lah, research yang sebenar.
Betul. Okay, yeah, that is one way of doing it. Okay, one way of doing it. Sebab in the whole semester there are 14 weeks. So maybe you ask the students to attend seminar ataupun conference, maybe in week 5 or 6, and the intention of doing so is to help the student to familiarize with research environment and research ecosystem. But again, it must be interpreted. If it says academic writing, the exposure must be interpreted into writing at the end of the day. Okay, cumanya Puan Amni, mungkin dari segi assessment kan, kalau saya boleh suggest jugalah, bila mereka pergi buat accept, saya cakap dalam yang ni I speak in a Malay lah, I think it's lebih senang nak sampai. If mereka expose kepada conference atau seminar, research conference and seminar, try to find also mana CLO learning outcome yang sesuai untuk mereka come back with feedbacks from the seminar. Is it doable, Puan Amni? Maknanya mereka dah attend seminar, tapi kita nak mereka not just attend that just for give exposure and membantu mereka untuk produce a proper academic writing, kan? Tetapi from that seminar or conference, apa yang mereka dapat, you can do a reflective punya reflection. Ask them to do reflection based what we got from the seminar. That is my suggestion as well lah.
Some of the reflection tu mungkin provide reports ke, writing reports about the outcome from the seminar ke, any topics ke?
Yes, correct.
So macam buat report lah daripada
kena ada
seminar
something lah to quantifying back learning.
Betul. Memang tepat sebenarnya. Okay, cuma reflection kadang-kadang tidaklah represent well on academic writing. Maybe you need to have, mungkinlah mungkin, okay, saya ambil contoh, mungkin academic writing ni kita letak pada CLO2. CLO2 tu mengandungi 40%. Okay, 30% kita beri kepada academic writing, 10% kita beri kepada reflection. Also can do. So maknanya dalam satu aktiviti tu, satu assessment, jenis assessment tu boleh buat 2 tools penilaian. So maknanya kita nampak bahawa bila dia buat reflection tu, dia kata okay, this conference give me a lot of exposures, I meet a lot of people and networking, and it helps me to write a proper academic writing report. So nak tahu kat mana, tengok pula dalam writing, dalam dia punya dalam dia punya writing report tu pula. Okay. So that is many ways you can do. Okay, terpulang kepada format tu, how you want to put the academic writing punya assessment. Okay ke Puan Amni?
Okay. Boleh Doktor.
So basically exposure,
sebab
exposure yang diberikan bagi saya sangat bagus lah sebenarnya. Sebab apa? We need students not just to, macam saya cakap, kita tak nak berada, HIEPs ni kita tak benarkan pelajar kita exist in their own bubble, right? Sometimes bila mereka jumpa kita baru tahulah minggu 13 tak ada apa-apa lagi, tak tahu lagi nak cari resources. So this is satu cara alternatif, is an alternative way to help them to know that mungkin bila dia pergi seminar atau conference ataupun you ask them to go to meet the seniors, kan? Paling basic Puan ni. You pergi jumpa senior ni, you jumpa, contoh you ada student, you supervise student PhD seorang, you pergi jumpa dia, ask him to teach how to find resources. That also one good way of to make sure that mereka tahu this is an intensive academic writing. So there will be a lot of, sebenarnya banyak mekanisme yang boleh. Terima kasih banyak Puan Amni. Okay,
terima kasih Doktor, sebab saya one thing lah, saya nampak bila bagi assignment pada student, mereka banyak guna blog-blog, kan? Kita tak tahu siapa yang tulis. So
even Wikipedia pun kita tak boleh guna sebenarnya.
Itulah. So saya pun terfikirlah, my objective sebenarnya lah nak expose student kepada conference ni, nak minta dia orang ni tahu, rupanya lots of paper, ada banyak artikel daripada student PhD, daripada doktor-doktor yang tulis. So yang ni yang kita kata yang trusted lah. Tapi kebanyakannya macam tak tahulah. Since bulan 12 nanti ni, hujung bulan 12 ni ada ICICM yang KURSUS anjurkan.
Okay.
So saya just terfikirlah, why not my student pun can join instead of lecturer lah. Lecturer maybe join as a presenter, but student join as a participant.
Bila kita suruh dia, biasanya kat conference atau seminar kita ada concurrent, kan? We have concurrent session. So ask them to go to the concurrent session to expose them. So maknanya dia memberi satu, kita memberi satu reality check kepada pelajar kita. Kalau kita tengok dekat sini, impact of IAW ni, intensive writing course to student ni, kita bukan saja warna ungu tu student can write. Okay. Kita juga nak pelajar kita use that opportunity menjadi writerpreneur. Okay. Menjadi penulis dan juga membuat duit dan sebaliknya. Okay. Macam contoh dia belajar, he or she can be a proofreader sebab dia tahu macam mana nak menulis dan membaca dengan baik. So they can gain. Okay, students show their ability to create, meaning that create ini adalah not just create a writing, but create a writer. Okay, please jot down. Not just create a writing, but create a writer that have an intensive and extensive knowledge on writing through the development 4 years dia berada dekat institusi. And also future ready graduate enhance writerpreneur skills. Because the thing is, kalau kita pensyarah sayang kepada pelajar, if we concern on our students, we need to make sure that they can write, because once they go to work, writing is something that we do every day, especially in academic and research. Okay, or they go to corporate company. Writing is something that we call as our forte. So that is very important. And writing is also part of communication skills. Okay, communication, because ramai orang silap. Okay, people are mistaken. Communication skill is just verbal. No, communication is also involved in writing. That's why letters being used a lot in the previous because that is how you communicate. Okay, so that is very important to make sure that we provide this in our courses to make sure that we produce future ready graduates and enhance writer entrepreneur skill. It's a lifelong opportunities actually. Okay, so saya teruskan pula dengan interdisciplinary approach to the assessment ni very easy. Okay, penerangannya banyak. There's a lot of assessment, but it's not just the matter of it. So when we understand interdisciplinary approach to assessment, integrative learning that combines components from 2 or more courses or field to create a task. Okay, very basic. Okay, very basic, meaning that you try to combine. I put notes malam. Okay, you try to combine different perspectives in your assignment. For example, you combine 2 elements, tourism and technology, so the students can produce an assessment. For example, I also asked the student to, in my social welfare class, I asked, okay, I think I want to show you the example, okay. Where is it? Is it this one? This one? Oh, tak ada, kejap saya cuba buka slide saya kejap. Saya tunjuk. Nampak belaka lah saya punya ni. Lesson plan saya. Okay. Okay. Alright. So, everyone can see the slide?
Yes.
Alright. So, here, alright. The example of interdisciplinary approach can be in many ways. Okay. This semester, I asked my student to provide 30% actually group work. Okay. And what I asked them is based on these assignments. Okay, pembentangan perlu meliputi kriteria berikut: 30 minit setiap kumpulan. Okay, topik yang dipilih perlu merujuk kepada kajian kes sistem kebajikan sosial dari negara luar atau mana-mana program kebajikan sosial yang ada. And each group must provide or must produce an interactive website. Kalau ikutkan, okay, kalau ikutkan, social welfare system tak ada kaitan langsung dengan teknologi. But I really want them to engage with current technologies. And it's also mapped to information learning punya MQF. So this is a one way of doing what we say as integrated, kita panggil apa tadi? sorry, IED, right? Sorry, ID, interdisciplinary approach to assessment. Okay, for example, and you need to understand what is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary is basically two different areas. Okay, for example, business and technology wanted to solve the same issues. For example, on social inequality. Berbeza dengan multidisiplin. Multidisiplin ni adalah contohnya 3 bidang berbeza, masing-masing berkumpul dalam satu tempat, tetap untuk isu yang sama, tetapi masing-masing mengeluarkan solution untuk bidang masing-masing sahaja. That is multidisciplinary. Berbeza dengan interdisciplinary, you have 2 bidang, okay, but dua-dua bidang ini bersatu padu mengeluarkan solusi kepada satu isu yang sama. Okay. Transdisciplinary is you combine academic and non-academic and make it into new area. For example, tourism and maqasid syariah, you combine, jadilah Islamic tourism. That is transdisciplinary. But again, there are a lot of issues in terms of this kind of explanation lah. Okay, some people depend on school of thought, but at UNISA, we use that kind of explanation about multi, inter, and also trans. Okay, jadi here, interdisciplinary is basically you combine 2 different areas, but both of these areas is to solve one common issues. Okay, I try to go fast forward. Okay, all right. Collaborative assignment and project. This is very easy. Okay, KURS, we call as KURS. Learning to work and solve problem, sharpening one's understanding of a problem or issue by actively listening to insight of others. Approaches, okay, collaborative assignment and project ini as easy as you do a group project. Okay, tugas kumpulan itu pun dah dikira sebagai KURS. Okay, student working together in small group. For example, I have like 128 students for social welfare system. So I divided them into, I don't remember, but I think around around saya kira there 138. Okay, around 8. Okay, sorry, 100. Sorry, they will be divided into 17 to 18 groups. So each group will be 7 members. So every lecturers here, I think most of you already done and mungkin pun tengah buat group assignment ni. Okay, so this is KURS ni pun boleh, KURS is also can be embedded in your courses because you already done that. It's just the matter that how the group assignment has been done. Collaboratively through course-based study, groups, team-based assignment, written. So here they're giving this problem-based learning, case study, creating poster, group investigation, conducting research work. So everything under the sun. And you know what? I love to give alternative assessment. Buat poster, buat seminar. Students seronok tau sebenarnya. Buat website, students sangat seronok. Even my report last year, I'm in my organizational behavior class, I asked the student to make a report not using words. I asked them to using Canva, and they produce a very beautiful work of writing compared to words. Because once you ask the student to write in Microsoft Words, kita nak marking pun macam pinau mata orang kata. Okay, it's a bit taxing and tiring to mark because we will see the same format. So I asked them use your creativity to produce a report in any form, but I prefer Canva. So they use it, and they utilize the Canva for me, very nice. Okay, capstone projects. Capstone project, any project that has been done for final year students. Okay, for example, I put the pictures here. You have student exhibition, poster presentation, and present them to lecturers or ask them to join seminars macam Puan Amni kata tadi. Mungkin pada tahun akhir pelajar yang sama ini can produce a research and present them in the faculty seminar or university seminar, or just what macam project day je for them. Okay, or capstone ni you can also ask them to go out. Okay, by the end of the academic year, you want them to involve you want them to join with Petronas punya CSR. Kita panggil sebagai there's a name about Petronas punya CSR sebenarnya. Sekejap ya. Sekejap. Saya cuba cari sekejap. Saya jenis kalau saya tak dapat, saya akan cari sampai dapat. Apa ni, supaya saya tak ingat dalam kepala saya kan. Yayasan Petronas, easy as that. Okay, you ask your student, okay, you call someone from Yayasan Petronas, okay, I want to send my student to join your CSR. Yes. Okay, kerana apa? Why capstone is important? Because this is the time where student implement what they have learned for the past three and a half years of their study in the program. Okay, so it's not just the matter of they present the project, but also everything to build them as who they are today. Okay, I give an example. Capstone must be done at the end of the academic year. Student is progressing from semester 1 until semester 8. For sure, at their final semester, they already completely changed into different people. Sebelum ni takut-takut nak cakap dengan orang kan, shivering. They are very low self-esteem to talk to people. And suddenly, at the final year, when you ask them to join with Yayasan Petronas, sebelum ni bukan people person, very introvert. And suddenly, at the final year, galak pula. Kan? Jadi very much introvert. So when they join the CSR, they utilize all the things they know, not just theoretically, but also in terms of character that I said before, in terms of attitude, they bring to the final year punya project. Okay, in whatever you want. Sebab tu dia kata lah ni, program and courses that require students to participate in substantial fieldwork such as building a home, producing show, film or conference. If it's a performing arts faculty ataupun arts and design, biasanya kalau UiTM tu every year student final year kena present for fashion show ataupun buat apa kita panggil sebagai design punya day, symposium. So they will ask industry to come to evaluate. Okay, but to give that kind of thing, mereka perlu buat preparation 3 tahun sebelum tu to build, to make sure that at the end they give impactful apa yang dibuat pada projek tahun akhir. That is capstone project. So these are the differences between capstone and thesis. Okay, saya tak perlu baca, saya rasa you guys can read it by yourself. Okay, kita dah masuk nombor 10. Okay, common intellectual properties ni tidak jauh bezanya dengan interdisciplinary sebenarnya. Okay, ID tadi. Okay, cuma common intellectual properties ini kebiasaannya, okay, they are combining broader themes, linking learning across different courses, encouraging students to think holistically about several different issues beyond individual class or experience. Okay, let me take an example. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Okay. It can be done. You can embed like 5 different areas, okay, in one courses, or you can have one courses shared with 5 different faculties. Okay, that is way of doing common intellectual experience, because you are asking the students to solve different issues and different themes. Okay, and linking learning across different courses. Okay, the goals of CIE ataupun Common Intellectual Property to build community amongst participants, explore diverse academic and cultural perspective related to the theme, and connect the curriculum to real world experience. Tak jauh beza dengan learning community juga sebenarnya. Okay, so jadi basically you are giving them to discuss multifaceted areas or issues. Okay, for example, ini daripada UKM. Okay, UKM built this program. It is called TIPP, in promoting transdisciplinary. So di sini, okay, common intellectual experiences is an approach to curriculum integration that generates an understanding of themes and ideas that cut across discipline and of the connection between different disciplines and their relationship to the real world. Okay, so this TIPP ni maksud dia adalah topic establishment, information management, practice and present. So they are combining the IPP elements in one courses. Okay, and look at this. From week 1 until week 14, they have all the plan sort out. Okay, all the plans sort out, and to make sure that they achieve the top 10 skills in 2020. Okay, konsepnya macam ni. You tidak boleh mengharapkan kursus itu berdiri pada kakinya sendiri. Okay, so you memerlukan banyak elemen. You need a lot of element to enhance the courses. Okay, sebab tu UKM ini menggunakan transdisciplinary learning. So giving them student exposure to different kind of approaches to make sure that students able to student feedback on the IPP, improve communication skill, present effectively, enhance self-esteem and confidence. Okay, so using the platform of the courses, ni courses-nya, courses-nya adalah workplace communication, but you cannot say that only workplace, you cannot rely on the theoretical part. So you add on different areas or different elements into the courses to make sure that at the end of the day, TIPP is achievable. Okay, that's why you can work with other faculties as well. Okay, other faculties one courses combined with that we teach with that will be teach with other 5 faculties, for example. Okay, I need to go fast forward, right? It's already 4 something. Okay, portfolio. Okay, can I ask you to scan this 2 sample? This is what I did in my classroom. Okay, e-portfolio is very important. Okay.
Doctor, what I understand, you had a meeting after this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meeting
it's still your time.
Yeah. Tak apa. I think I reserve another 5 minutes. Is it okay?
Is it? Okay, no problem. Okay.
So you can. Okay, I show you what I did for my class. Okay. Kejap ya. Saya stop sharing. Benda tu dalam WhatsApp saya. Okay, kejap. Why do I not share my? Okay. 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 I view back the QR code. Okay. So my friends can. Okay. I asked them to build an e-portfolio. So e-portfolio is actually a collection of works they've been done for one semester. Okay, but depends on what topic. Okay, accumulate and present digital evidence of authentic student accomplishment. Okay, but for my course, okay, last year, what I did, I asked them, okay, this is 2 best groups I choose. So I asked them to provide e-portfolio on economic crisis after COVID-19. And there are groups that choose Indonesia and Sri Lanka. So they provide, I asked them what they need is time frame of their work. So they provide this, and also the information. So this is the group, and they explain everything, and I asked them to do SWOT analysis. Okay, I didn't write. And panjang, aku plan ni buat 2 negara, so agak panjang lah. You see, when you ask students to manifest their creative choice, they can do it. And we as an lecturer to assess lebih interesting kan, untuk bagi markah dekat assessment yang berbentuk begini. Yeah, so because it's not just pen and papers, it's give kita tengok pelajar kita sebenarnya mampu untuk keluar daripada comfort zone dia. Because because I put high standard for my class, so they know what they should do. And I also them to provide 2 YouTube video, okay, and also I asked them to give a proper empirical resources. Okay, another group also the same. This one they they analyze issues on poverty group in India. Okay, everything. And again, they will put here reflection, time frame, and so on. So this is one way of doing e-portfolio. Okay, and it is very easy and it can be met with any MQF sebenarnya. Okay, terutamanya communication skills, digital skills, MQF 3D, interpersonal skills, and also ethics and professionalism. So it is very universal. Okay. Okay, so next is number 12, I think. Yeah, number 12. Empirical research. I think this already been introduced before. Okay, empirical research is basically you can implement in final year project. You can also embed it in your capstone. You can also embed it for your undergraduate dissertation. And you can ask the student to organize, or the faculty organize a student research day and ask your student to present for this session. Okay. Okay. Lastly is internship. Okay. Internship is basically ada banyak isu sebenarnya tentang internship ni. Dengan what is the difference between internship and academic and industrial training? Okay. Internship is when the student apply all the theoretical understanding and their experts to the industry. Berbeza dengan industrial training, people just go there to work. That is industrial training. They use our energy to expose them to real working environment. That is industrial training. So internship is basically we have contract with the industry that student must expose their knowledge to the industry. So use their expertise for the past 3 years and gunakan expertise itu untuk bantu industri. Okay, industri sepatutnya memberi project ataupun memberi any cases for them to penetrate their past theoretical knowledge to the real world problem. Berbeza dengan industrial training hanyalah kita pergi hantar pelajar kita buat industrial attachment, bekerja dan tahu macam mana pekerjaan itu sebenarnya. So itu sahaja Encik Zaki daripada saya lah. Saya minta maaf kena fast forward juga. Okay. All the 13 elements explain secara ringkas lah bagi saya. Itu sahaja daripada saya Encik Zaki.
Okay, so I take over back. Okay, thank you very much to Dr. Wan Muhammad Azim. Memanglah kita short time, the HIEPs itself is very big. I think maybe insyaAllah in the future, maybe we can go in depth from time to time lah. So, because
Mr.
we
Zaki,
cannot,
Mr. Zaki, kita jemput kalau nak buat benchmarking datang Uniza, please.
Boleh insyaAllah.
Semalam kami terima daripada quiz.
Oh, quiz.
Dia datang benchmarking. So please kalau you want to come, sebab dia nak tukar kepada university status, so dia buat benchmarking. So I think quick, kami sangat and come here next year, we're more than happy sebenarnya. Ataupun kami ke sana.
Boleh insyaAllah nanti one day we need try to deal with it. Talking about quiz dengan quiz itu lebih kurang kami punya ni. So by the way, since Dr. pun in hurry actually because he need to catch another meeting after this, we already passed 50 minutes. Then okay, any question from the members of academician here? And by the way, tolong fill up the survey form yang kita attach dalam chat room to access this this session, this afternoon session, and minta tolong switch on all the cameras macam biasa untuk to capture moment of ni. Sambil tu kalau ada siapa ada soalan, is there any question from fellow academicians?
Ataupun you can collect all the questions and send it to me. I tried my best to answer lah.
Okay, right.
Saya harap it very much helpful lah. Saya harap lah. Lama juga saya tak bagi talk on HIEPs sebenarnya.
Very helpful. Dan itulah dia macam kata on the surface pun dia rasa macam banyak. Memang itulah memang maybe one day kita kena pergi in details. Maybe we invite you to come here in personal.
Yes,
we do the bengkel just to focus on the one element, something like that. InsyaAllah but witness. Okay, so just ni lah, saya capture gambar ni. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so far ada soalan? Kalau tak ada, I think we end up our session for today, and with our heart, million thanks to once again to Dr. Wan Muhammad Azim for ni lah time to share ni lah dalam tak sihat tu. Memang terdengar ni, memang COVID tu Israel lah. Saya 2 kali kena.
Betul. Strap sale tu dalam poket semua.
Memang nak hilangkan batuk tu memang takes time. Okay, so yeah.
Kenapa link tu saya tak dapat buka lah.
Tak apa, nanti kita akan share sekali lagi macam mana untuk link tu.
Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih.
Thank you.
Okay, kalau tak ada apa, kita end up our session dengan kita sudahi dengan wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Encik Zaki, terima kasih.
Terima kasih
Saya. Assalamualaikum.
Dan terima kasih to all fellow members of the academician. Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih.